Alright, vinyl community, it's time for another ranking. Let's do a band that I've been with since their debut album came out, and I bought every single one of those albums when they came out. Not the exact day, but in the first couple of weeks. So every single one of them. They've got 9 albums in total, as you've seen in the thumbnail. We're talking about Pestilence. Dutch death metal band Pestilence. So my story, where I heard them first. A friend of mine bought that compilation album that came out in, I think it was 1987. Of course, I haven't done my homework on these. 1988. Is that right? Yeah. And it's got the Pestilence song Hatred Within, a non-album track recorded with the lineup from the first album. You might ask, Teutonic Invasion means bands from Germany. So their contact address was their guitarist Randy Meinhardt, and he lived in Germany. That's why they are on here, although they are a Dutch band. So Hatred Within was the first song I heard. Of course I was interested, but nobody of my mates had the demo tapes. They had 2 demo tapes out. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. What I heard next, we all know that one. Yeah? And this one has the song Commandments from the album Malleus Maleficarum from 1988. So the first song I heard from the album was Commandments, and yeah, it just blew us all away. So we couldn't wait to get the debut album. So I talked about they had 2 demos out, and you can find them both combined on here. This is out on Vic Records. It is this entry Penance, and it has the demo from 2 demos, this entry and Penance from 1987. And on here, and it's got some live tracks. On those 2 demos, Patrick Mameli was doing the vocals already back then. So no Martin van Drunen. Martin van Drunen just joined the band before they recorded the album Malleus Maleficarum. I'm gonna just show what I have aside from the studio albums. I have a remastered version of Consuming Impulse. This was the intended cover for the album, and this one comes with a bonus LP live in 1989, so double version. Had to have it. I'm sorry, I just had meal, so might be a little bit of a burpy video. Cheers. The next thing, apart from the studio albums, I have the CD Presence of the Pest. This is live 1992, live at the Dynamo, and another show live in the Netherlands from the same tour. I love that Dynamo gig. A part of that Dynamo gig was on a best-of called Mind Reflections, but I don't have the Mind Reflections CD anymore. And the last thing they released is it is announced as re-recordings. Yes, they re-recorded old songs, and everyone is complaining about the sound quality on here. And so now this is levels of perception, but you have to know this is all recorded live. They recorded during the um, pandemic years, they recorded 12 songs live for a live stream without audience, and it sounds like they played it live. All right, let's get into the ranking of the Pest. My number 9 is 2013's album Obsidio. This is the last one they did before their second split up, and it is the last album with guitar player Patrick. I can't pronounce his last name. This album sounds pretty modern. It has blast beats on it, it has down-tuned guitars. They experimented with 7-string guitars and even 8-string guitars. Still has this jazzy feeling. A great album, although it's my number 9. I love Pestilence, and in my opinion, no bad album. This one is a little bit unusual, as the next one. So this is Spheres, just 20 years later. Is it 20 years? Yes. So 2013 Obsidio, my number 9. Number 8 is the album that came out before that, and it's even more down-tuned. This album is called Doctrine. I don't know what to say about that. You have to listen to that record in as a full album. It has some kind of concept. You see just one word titles on it, a great cover artwork. So this is even more down-tuned than the one that came after it. This is probably the lowest sounding. I think most of the album is played with a 7 or 8 string guitar, so you won't find any normal riffing on here. Just check it out for yourself. My number 7 is their second comeback album. So in 2018 the band decided to come back with the album Hadeon. So it's named after the Hadeon something collider in CERN in Switzerland, if you've heard about that. This is more back to the basics. This is what they have done in the early 90s. So main man Patrick Mameli decided to go straight back to testimony of the ancient style death metal. Although the production is a little bit more modern, the songwriting is a little bit more modern. They started to use more of those voivod chords, so it's a little bit off sounding at some time. Yeah, Hadeon, my number 7 out of 9. Number 6. Now we go back to the 90s. This is probably their most experimental album. Most of you have heard that. This is Spheres from 1993. This is the first time they used guitar synth. Mind Reflections, the opening track, is probably the most memorable on that album. It still has 3 of the original members, actually 2 of the original members. So Marco Fodis, their drummer, is still in the band. Like I said, so what is his name? Patrick Uttervik and Patrick Mameli. So these guys are the longest lasting members in the band over the lifespan. Sears is a very special album. It was ahead of the time quite a bit back in the day. When we first heard it, the sound of the guitar synth made it special. But the rest of the album, apart from the guitar synth, is has a very murky sound. So probably a road runner or road racer didn't invest too much of money in the sound of the album. So my number 6, Spheres. Number 5. This is their latest studio album, and when it came out, I couldn't listen to anything else for a couple of weeks. Exitivm from 2021. This goes this is even more old school sounding than the second comeback album. What can I say about it? The songwriting is a little bit rounded up on here. Everything goes hand in hand. It has a nice flow overall. I'm not picking out songs. Pestilence albums for me, I can speak about songs, I only can speak about albums. So when I put on some Pestilence shit, I play it front to back. All these albums aren't too long, so not a problem with the attention span. So my number 5, Exitivm from 2021. My number 4, their debut album, 1988, Malleus Maleficarum. I told you about the song commandments I heard from that, and when it came out, I immediately went to the shop. Bought it, got to my friend's house, and we started making copies on tape, so to hand them out for everyone to hear it. I love the album. This is probably one of the first examples that I had to listen one way through. No, not the first example, but yeah. Is it death metal? It is death metal. Is it thrash metal? Yes, it is thrash metal. The guitars here are not tuned down that much. We still had Martin van Drunen singing on here, but he sounded more like he has more of a possessed Jeff Becerra voice on that, so a little bit gravelly, a gravelly talking voice, more like that. He's not screaming from his lungs like he did later on, especially in Asphyx. So yeah, produced by Kalle Trapp. He also did produce Blind Guardian and Grinder and Heaven's Gate and stuff like that. So very unusual producer for death thrash album. Yeah, 1988. My number 4, Malleus Maleficarum. My number 3. Yes, I think this is better than their debut. Is their first comeback album, Resurrection Macabre. When that came out in 2009, I was so stoked. I missed Pestilence for 16 years. 16 years they were inactive, and then they came back. They sounded different, yes. We got a new drummer on here. That is the guy who played in Darkane, a Swedish technical death thrash band. This is the first time Pestilence uses blast beats, and they tuned down quite a bit on the album, but just the opening tracks, Devouring Frenzy and Horror Detox, one after another. Holy fuck, the album has got 11 tracks in total, and it has a great, looking back at it, it has a natural sound, although it sounds very thick. And they re-recorded 3 old songs, Chemotherapy, excuse me, from the debut album, Out of the Body from Consuming Impulse, and Lost Souls from Testimony of the Ancient. With a modern sound, and the songs sound quite a bit different. And Patrick Mameli's voice on here is much deeper than it used to be on Spheres and Testimony. If you want to listen to some more modern Pestilence, my number 3, I recommend that. Resurrection Macabre is such a great album. You may think a little bit different about that, but hey, it's my ranking. Ha! Number 2. Obvious, at least for me. Consuming Impulse, their second album. So this is straight up death metal. You can still hear the thrash metal influences in the riffs and the songwriting, but overall it is a death metal album, yeah. Little Martin here, alright, he's pretty, oh no, he's over here. Actually, he's pretty tall. Tall Martin over here changed his voice almost completely. He is sounding. A lot of you people say he sounds suffocated on here, and I think that is true. Damn it! I've got a dry throat. So, Consuming Impulse is my number 2. Everybody should know the song Out of the Body, Chronic Infection. Just fucking simply know the album. Otherwise, I wouldn't call you a death metal fan. This album is produced in Germany by Harris Jones. Another quite unusual producer for a death metal album, but in '98, did we have real death metal producers that were available here in Central Europe? No, so you had to go to the known names. So yeah, great sound on the album. What's Missing is my number 1. So now, as you guys know the Pestilence catalog, what is missing? My number 1, Testimony of the Ancients, of course. There you go. Oh, by the way, these are all original pressings. So yeah, I bought them when they came out. A lot of shit in here. This is more of a concept album, and you can hear it just listen to the album and you'll realize all the linking tracks between the actual songs. This album has 2 hits that everybody knows, but listen to it as a whole. It's not long. It looks like it has a lot of tracks, but the album is not that long, 42 minutes, something like that. And it's well worth checking out front to back. And if it's done, play it again. So, Pestilence Ranking. I wanted to do that for quite a while, but yeah. I rather listen to the Pestilence albums than do a video. By the way, in the background we're listening, it has nothing to do with Pestilence. I pulled out that one, Dominion 8 by Grave. Great later album. I think this is the one from 2006, I guess. 2008. Yeah. Actually, I listened to a lot of Grave lately. Yeah, that's another story. Now, I'm gonna talk about Grave in another video. So, thank you for watching that crap. Excuse my coffin. My coffin? My coffin? I had a dry throat, I don't know why, because yeah, I smoked enough today, I think. So it should be a little bit more slimy, but it isn't. Now I'm gonna have a small glass of wine, upload the video, and then let's see what happens. Until next time. Good night.